Hey, we have a surprise for you. This video is very special. I'm going to do this video along with... I won't tell you, it's a surprise.
Hello, this is Steve Des bringing you an NTA NET model quiz on Unit 1 Drama with explanations. I am Reshma Rajan. The introduction of painted scenery and changes of scenery in Greek tragedy is attributed to dash. Sophocles, Euripides, Agathon. The correct answer is Sophocles. Remember this, guys. The second great poet of Greek tragedy after Aeschylus was Sophocles. He was tremendously popular and he added a third actor to the performance on stage. Before Aeschylus, there was only one actor. Aeschylus added the second actor and Sophocles the third. Sophocles also employed painted scenery and sometimes even changes of scenery within the play. Do some online reading about Greek tragedy before the exam. Second question, again on Greek tragedians. Which of these plays depict a mother killing her own children? Women of Trachis, Medea, the Furies. The correct answer is Medea. The last of the classical tragedians was Euripides. His plays were very different from those of Aeschylus and Sophocles. Do you know how? He was known for his clever dialogues, polished lyrics, and a kind of realism in his text and stage presentation. Euripides liked to pose awkward questions and unsettle the audience with his thought-provoking treatment of common themes. His most famous play is Medea, where Jason abandons his wife Medea for the daughter of King of Corinth. And what is the consequence? Medea kills her own children in revenge.
And in the options, look at this. Who wrote Women of Trachis? It is Sophocles. Medea, is written by Euripides. And who wrote the Furies or Eumenides? That is the third play in Aeschylus' Orestia trilogy.
Again, one more question from Greek tragedians. Which of these was translated by Ted Hughes? The Orestia, the Theban trilogy, the Iliad. The correct answer is the Orestia. Did you know this? Ted Hughes' translation of Aeschylus' Orestia was posthumously published. Well, as you might know, throughout his career, Ted Hughes showed an interest in the ancient and the primeval as against the modern culture and values. In his crow poems, for example, the crow is a primeval figure who predates God and creation. The crow as a metaphor for our tone and complex selves. Now a question from William Shakespeare. Arrange the following critical works chronologically. The Imperial Theme, Shakespearean Tragedy, Shakespearean Negotiation. The correct answer is Shakespearean Tragedy, the Imperial Theme, and then Shakespearean Negotiations. Let me explain for you. There are famous works of Shakespearean criticisms. The Imperial Theme is by Wilson Knight. His most famous work, The Wheel of Fire, came in 1930. This is a study of Shakespearean tragedy. After that came the Imperial Theme in 1931. That is also a study of Shakespearean plays. Shakespearean Tragedy by A.C. Bradley is very famous. You might already know it was published in 1904. Shakespearean Negotiations is a much later work by the new historicist Stephen Greenblatt, published in 1988. Friends, do look up all the major works of Shakespearean criticism. Now, another question from William Shakespeare. Which of these characters speak at the beginning of the play, The Tempest? Boatswain and Alonso, Alonso and Antonio, Master and Boatswain. The correct answer is Master and Boatswain. It is very significant that the opening scene of the play, The Tempest, begins in the middle of a storm, and two ordinary men, the master and the boatswain, are in charge. The royal passengers are being protected by them. So you can see that the opening scene provides the audience with a good deal of background information about the play. Guys, remember to look up opening scenes, characters, and important quotes from all major plays of Shakespeare. Another question from William Shakespeare. When King Lear says, "Who is it that can tell me who I am?" the fool replies, "Lear's shadow." This implies the theme of identity crisis, isolation, mortality. The correct answer is isolation. This shows how far Lear has fallen from his former greatness, but also the bleak isolation that our actions bring upon us. In this play, Lear loses everything but his own shadow. If you read up a little on the analysis of passages, such questions will be easy. Okay?
So guys, are you enjoying this session? You should pay a lot of attention to the questions, think along with the options, and try to find the correct answer. This practice will immensely help you. And remember to look up and read up on all these short authors. Okay, back to Reshma.
Next, we'll look at University Wits. Who of the following is not a character in Doctor Faustus by Christopher Marlowe? Sloth, pride, revenge. The correct answer is revenge. The devil brings before Doctor Faustus the 7 deadly sins, which includes sloth and pride, in order to tempt him to sign the deal. Revenge is a character in Spanish tragedy by Thomas Kidd. You may expect a question from Marlowe. Do go over his major plays. Next question from University Wits. Who called the University Wits mighty group of playwrights who founded the English drama? E.M.W. Tilliard, George Saintsbury, Stephen Greenblatt. The correct answer is George Saintsbury. George Saintsbury wrote a short history of English literature published in 1898. A short history of English literature. There he coined the term University Wits and also called all these 7 Renaissance playwrights the mighty group of playwrights who founded the English drama. Saintsbury also wrote a famous history of English criticism as well as many other works. Next question from Jacobean playwrights. Which of these author-work pairs is wrongly matched? Old Fortunatus, Marston, The Devil's Law Case, Webster, A Trick to Catch the Old One, Middleton. The correct answer is Old Fortunatus, Marston. Luckily, for every question, they don't test in-depth knowledge. For areas like Jacobean drama, you should know all the major authors and works. Here B and C options are difficult. They only want you to know that the comedy. Here B and C options are difficult. They only want you to know that the comedy Old Fortunatus was Thomas Decker's first play. It is not by Marston.
So guys, when you read about an area like Jacobean drama, what should you do? You should know all the major authors and all the major works. In such match the following questions, even if you don't know all the options, if you know just one or two, you will be able to get the correct answer. Don't worry. Now, question number 10.
Restoration playwrights. Dorimant, Medley, Bellair, and Sir Fopling Flutter are examples of privateers, fops, dilettantes. The correct answer is fops. Dorimant, Medley, Bellair, Sir Fopling Flutter are all fops. Fops are common characters in restoration drama. Fop means a man who is concerned with his clothes and appearance in an affected and excessive way. Some questions in NET only check your general knowledge of English language and culture. You can easily answer such questions if you do your own research and reading. Again, from Restoration Playwrights, what is the main message of the Proviso scene in The Way of the World? Husband and wife must give each other liberty. Marriage is for convenience. Women should be respected as much as men. The correct answer is husband and wife must give each other liberty.
Do you know what is Proviso scene? In The Way of the World, towards the end, Mirabell and Millamant are meeting in the Proviso scene or bargaining scene. Mirabell wants to control Millamant's property and Millamant wants to ensure her freedom. Now Reshma, please explain it to them.
The Proviso scene is the scene, as ma'am told, between Millamant and Mirabell when they discuss the conditions under which he is prepared to marry her and under which she is prepared to accept him. It provides good comic entertainment and at the same time has serious overtones. Husband and wife must give each other the liberty and not interfere too much in each other's activities. Respect each other's privacy to avoid possible disillusionment. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. That is the theme.
Yeah, now question number 12.
Question number 12 is from Oscar Wilde. Which of the following works caricatured Oscar Wilde's plays? Patience or Bunthorne's Bride? The Second Mrs. Tanqueray? The Philanderer? The correct answer is Patience or Bunthorne's Bride. Hey, this is not a difficult question actually. Patience is an opera by Gilbert and Sullivan that made fun of aestheticism as expressed in Oscar Wilde's plays. When you read upon Victorian drama, you will easily come across Gilbert and Sullivan. They also wrote Princess Ida based on Tennyson's poem The Princess. Remember to do your own research. It will take you a long way.
Reshma, you're giving them my advice. Yes, guys, you should remember to research and read on your own.
Next, from Bernard Shaw. Which of the following is not true? Shaw's plays are drawing room comedies that illustrate the well-made play.
Is that true?
Shaw's plays were against art for art's sake. Shaw discussed the most prevalent socio-cultural ideas except religion.
Which of these is true?
The correct answer is, it is not true that Shaw did not discuss religion. Bernard Shaw wrote several plays with a religious dimension, such as The Man of Destiny, The Devil's Disciple, Saint Joanne, Caesar and Cleopatra, Major Barbara, Man and Superman, and Back to Methuselah. He also discussed the concept of creative evolution and life force.
I'm sure everybody knows creative evolution and life force. They are related to religion.
Next, from John Osborne. Which of these plays is set against the infamous Suez Crisis in Europe? Look Back in Anger, The Entertainer, Deja Vu. The correct answer is The Entertainer. In The Entertainer by John Osborne, the son of the title character, Archie Rice, is killed during the Suez Crisis, or the infamous British military intervention in Egypt. For NTA NET, you should know the major plotline, setting, and themes of major works by major authors. Please remember that. Next, from Samuel Beckett. When was the first premiere of Waiting for Godot in Paris? 5th January 1953, 15th January 1952, or 8th January 1952? The correct answer is 5th January 1953. Let me remind you, dear friends, there will be textual questions to check if you know the text. There will be analytical questions to test your critical interpretations. There will be questions based on publication and performance history of the text as well as its critical reception. Again from Samuel Beckett. Which of these animals can Lucky be compared to? Dog, pig, ass. The correct answer is all of the above. Lucky has dog-like devotion to his master Pozo. Also, Pozo keeps him on a leash. Pozo calls Lucky pig. With all the burdens that Lucky carries, he can also be deemed an ass. He refers to the biblical ass. Next, from Harold Pinter. What happens at the end of the play, The Dumb Waiter? Ben is ready to shoot Gus. Gus shoots Ben to death. Ben and Gus turn upon each other with their guns. The correct answer is Ben is ready to shoot Gus. In Harold Pinter's play The Dumb Waiter, two hitmen, Ben and Gus, are waiting in a basement room for their next assignment, not knowing that it is for Ben to kill Gus. At the end of the play, Ben is only pointing the gun at Gus. We don't see him shooting Gus. Do look up the summaries of all major works. Next is Henrik Ibsen. Which of the following is part of the stage props in a doll's house? A round table, armchairs and a small sofa, a cabinet, bookcase and a stove, two easy chairs and a rocking chair. All of these are correct stage props in a doll's house. Remember to look through the text of the major plays to get ready for questions like this. Next is Bertolt Brecht. Yvette is an important character in Mother Courage and Her Children. Which of these is true? She becomes a prostitute after the war. She is one of the children of Anna Ferling. She marries a rich colonel and inherits an estate. The correct answer is she marries a rich colonel and inherits an estate. Now friends, many times there were questions from Mother Courage and her children in NET. Yvette is a prostitute during the war and she has red boots which symbolize female sexuality. She is the only character to profit from the war. She marries a rich and lusty colonel and inherits an estate. But after years of married life, she is fat and grotesque and disfigured. So she was not benefited from the war after all. Hope you will read more about the rest of the characters in this play.
Ta-dang! Are you enjoying, guys? Wow, we are going to do question number 20.
Next from Luigi Pirandello. Which of the following is not true about 6 characters in search of an author? The rehearsal of a play is disrupted. One of the actors at the rehearsal is absent. The play features the breaking of the fourth wall. The correct answer is one of the actors at the rehearsal is absent. I'm sure you know 6 characters in search of an author is by Luigi Pirandello. Here, 6 characters are coming and disrupting the rehearsal of another Pirandello play called Mixing It Up. The play is self-reflexive. In other words, the absurdist and meta-theatrical elements of the play disturb the lifelike illusion of the play. This is called breaking the fourth wall. Now it is wrong that one of the characters is absent at the rehearsal. That happens in another play. Do you remember which play that is? It is Silence, the Court is in Session by Vijay Tendulkar.
There. Professor Dhamle is the actor who is absent. Yes.
Next, from Eugene Ionesco. Which of these describe Ionesco's play Rhinoceros? It laments the disintegration of traditional dramaturgy. It condemns the servile mentality of those who succumb to fundamentalist ideologies. It decries the mass genocide of World War II. It condemns the servile mentality of those who succumb to fundamentalist ideologies like Nazism and fascism. This absurdist play, Rhinoceros, is very funny. It shows the central character, Berenger, watching everyone he knows, loves and admires transform into destructive rhinoceros, which symbolize the dangers of conformity.
Berenger, however, does not turn into a rhinoceros, guys.
Next, from Eugene O'Neill. Which of these plays by Eugene O'Neill is based on Greek tragedy? Desire Under the Elms, Beyond the Horizon, The Iceman Cometh. Correct answer is Desire Under the Elms.
Hey, Morning becomes Electra and Desire Under the Elms. Both are plays by Eugene O'Neill based on Greek tragedy. Now, over to you, Reshma.
Yes. Desire Under the Elms is set in New England but is based on Euripides' Hippolytus. O'Neill's Morning Becomes Electra is also based on Greek tragedy. O'Neill introduced realism on American stage and also experimented with expressionism and naturalism. Next, author Arthur Miller. In Death of a Salesman, Willy compares Biff and Happy to Dash and Dash, Laurel and Hardy, Caesar and Mark Antony, Adonis and Hercules. The correct answer is Adonis and Hercules. You see, in Death of a Salesman, Willy has a flawed understanding of people. This leads him to mythologize people. For example, he speaks of another salesman, Dave Singleman as a legend. Willy compares Biff and Happy to the mythic Greek figures Adonis and Hercules because he thinks that his sons have great personal attractiveness and that they are all well liked. They seem to him the very incarnation of the American dream. Next author, Tennessee Williams. Which of these regions did Tennessee Williams hail from? Mississippi, Ohio, Salinas.
Salinas is in California. Mississippi is deep south. Ohio is in the center, and in the 19th century, Ohio was the place where slaves were free. After Ohio to the north, the slaves were free. There was no slavery. So which of these regions did Tennessee Williams hail from?
Correct answer is Mississippi. Tennessee Williams was from the American South. That is where Mississippi is. NTA may not ask you such a question, but this kind of knowledge will help you in answering long statement type questions. You know, questions like which of these statements is true, etc. So that brings us to the end of this video on Unit 1. Please read up extra on these writers and their works, and you will surely get questions from here. Tomorrow, we will do the next unit, poetry. Happy reading!
Bye bye!